again, I saw something that was confusing. I saw a man under a green flag, and I know that it is those Muslim nations that love green in their flags. And this man was holding onto the flag. They were bombing that nation, a lot of bombs, but the man was holding onto the flag so that it doesn't fall. So this man, the confusing bit was, he was Christian. So in my vision, I'm confused. I'm saying, is this a betrayal towards Israel? Because it's like Israel wanted to beat up this nation. But then it's like Israel is being betrayed by a nation that is supposed to be on his side. But the Lord told me it's not actually a betrayal, it is also a compassion for this dear nation. Because bombs can't solve all the violence in the world. That's what the Lord was saying. So I know most of you are so Israel, and you've been given that doctrine of Israel. Israel is always right. But I'm telling you also, there is something that the Lord wants to do in form of discipline towards Israel. Yeah.
Let's get to the other big story of the week, which is, of course, Israel's attack on Iran. Now, as you know, Israel launched its operation against Iran's nuclear and military sites on Friday and killed a number of top army commanders and atomic scientists. So now you've had tit-for-tat attacks for a few days. Israel hit Tehran's defence ministry overnight, and Iran has been hammering Israel with missiles. The death toll at last check was 10, and at least 200 injured. The most interesting part of this for me, Jamie, was the response, the immediate response of the United States, which was basically, this is nothing to do with us. I mean, they could not have been any clearer to Iran, please don't touch us here, which is the first time you've seen a real disconnect between the movements of Israel and the United States in this war.
But Trump did make it clear, though, that he knew that Israel were going to do the attack. And Israel, they have no other choice. They had to go in and attack the nuclear weapons the alleged nuclear system that's going on in Iran. But we do know that Israel are hoping that the Trump administration do help, in particular with that Fordo uranium site, which is in the mountain quite deep underground, and Israel don't have the military forces to be able to get through and destruct that, whereas they need the US to come in and help. So it will be interesting to see if the US do step up, because if they come along and help Israel, this will certainly be solved a lot quicker than if Israel do it on their own. But
now to the response from the White House with Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Michael. Well, this is exactly what President Trump had been hoping to avoid. For weeks, he's been trying to strike a nuclear deal with Iran and avoid a broader conflict. In fact, just moments before these strikes overnight, the president had taken to social media calling for a diplomatic resolution. He had warned Netanyahu that an attack like this would be inappropriate and said it would derail talks, that it would, quote, blow it. Now, just